Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, so now let's talk silver. I knew this day would come. I've been talking about this for years and years on my channel, saying this statement. The producers will turn into the consumers, and the consumers will turn into the producers. The people like you and I that want the silver will be selling it to the people that need the silver. And since we have what they want, we could set the price. Right? Whether that's selling it to dealers or big tech. If you want the newest, latest iPhone, you better hope that they're willing to pay that price. Right? The newest Tesla, solar panels. If we want the world to go green, zero net emissions by the year 2040. If we have it and they want it, then we could set any price. And that's exactly what's happening. Physical silver demand soars. Bullion dealers offer huge buyback premiums. That's because they need it. So many dealers are running out of silver because everyone's buying it and holding it. I'm sure you've gotten emails from sites saying that they'll buy your silver from you. I mean, it's everywhere. Now, here's the thing. This problem isn't just going to blow over, folks. This is just the beginning. I've been talking about the silver shortage for probably 3-4 years on my channel now, way before anyone else. And I can confidently say that because I used to get a lot of hate for talking about it. People thought I was exaggerating, or they thought maybe I just didn't know the numbers, or I was talking out my ass. But guess what? Here we are, right? And I'm not trying to say I told you so. I'm just trying to say I know what I'm talking about to some degree. Now, this article is very telling. And I'm curious if you would let some of your silver go. Because think about this. If you've been buying before the premiums have been through the roof, I mean, for people that have been buying 2019 and previous to that, American Eagles we could buy those for $2-3 over spot. Now they're at 71% premiums, and a lot of us buying silver at $13, $14, $15 with only $2-3 premiums on Eagles. So we're buying Eagles for $18, $19, and now we could sell them at $37, $38. Doubling our money. So if you're someone that has tubes of Eagles that you paid for, at $2-3 over spot, you could be doubling your money right now, but you're still selling yourself short. So what would you do? I'm sure some of you are, right? I'm sure some of you are, and that's fine. I'm just saying that right now, people are scrambling to find silver. Now, I know a place. I can hook you guys up with the direct source, the bottom left corner. If you send an email to that address, you will be put on with the most trusted, reliable, biggest bullion dealer on the planet, Miles Franklin. They are one of the only few authorized dealers that can still go through the U.S. Mint, since the U.S. Mint banned everyone from buying from them directly. Miles Franklin still can. And everyone is trying to scramble and get silver from them. Even Robert Kiyosaki said his dealer he's been going through for decades now called him up and said he can't find silver anymore. But he said, but guess who still can find silver? Andy Schectman, which is the CEO of Miles Franklin. So now we even got Robert Kiyosaki himself talking about, he's been stacking silver since he was 14 years old now, buying through Miles Franklin. There's a reason. And you can build a personal relationship instead of buying from some random site where you don't know who's filling that order. If something happens or something messed up, you could email Andy and say, hey, my order's messed up, or something happened, and he'll fix it. You could have a personal relationship with the direct source. And that is very, 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 very beneficial, especially when we're talking about silver and gold, physical stuff, not just digital. So I highly recommend you send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know I sent you. It will help me out, and I'm sure it will help you out since they know that, you're one of us. So on that note, I also did want to mention something massive that Andy just pulled off. He got another $50 million order. Another one. That's how I met Andy, is because someone placed, this lady from Texas, a billionaire, placed a $50 million order buying 900,000 Eagles, over 100,000 ounces in junk, and some gold. And that story broke because that was the biggest purchase ever. I made a video about it. Andy saw it. And history from there on. He just got another one. And he filled it. Nobody else could fill that. They'll probably pay 50 million to buy silver from someone because they don't have any. So it's just crazy right now. It's craziness. So physical silver demand soars. Bullion dealers offer huge buyback premiums. Let's check this out. As physical silver demand soars, obviously they're willing to pay premiums. For those who have been keeping an eye on silver, things are getting a little tight. And not just a little tight, right? That's very, very, very misleading. It is beyond a little tight. I mean, even the US Mint had to cut off the entire public because they don't have enough silver to sell. Earlier Wednesday, we noted a report from Ronan Manley of BullionStar.com who revealed that more than 50% of deliverable silver on the COMEX is suddenly not available. Manley brought up this on October 19th, a tweet from the metals expert Nikki Shields, who said of the delegates in attendance at the annual LBMA Gold Conference in Lisbon, they are mildly bearish on gold for the year, but super bullish on silver, $28.30. And as the focus was on physical tightness driven by unprecedented demand. And what did you know, folks? Who's been saying for years now that silver's main driver of why it's going to skyrocket is the shortage side of things, not the monetary, which most people focus at as the CPI or interest rate. It's the fundamentals. And now everyone else is looking at the fundamentals and saying, yeah, that's actually what's going to push the price up. I mean, I'm not trying to say I told you so again, right? I'm not that type of person. I'm just saying that this is exactly what we've been talking about on this channel for a very long time. Go back years ago, you're going to find videos saying silver shortage is coming, and it's here now. Just attended the annual LBMA Gold Conference. Polling takeaways from delegates, mildly bearish for gold, $1,830, and super bullish for silver, $28.30. And if silver does break above that $28.30 level, because there's a lot of resistance there from Wall Street silver, that in early 2021, if we broke above that, we could see 50 very soon, especially given the reason it's pushing up. It would be pushing the price of silver up to $28.30. It's not just some random breakout. There's reason behind it nowadays, unlike previously. Second, the spot market for silver remains in backwardation, meaning that the spot price of silver is above the futures price, which indicates an extremely strong demand for physical metal right now. And there is a direct correlation with silver demand and the price. When silver demand is high, the price goes up. It's almost identical. And they show some charts looking at this, showing that the physical coins has been soaring. Demand has become so strong that, as the chart shows below, extent of the physical silver percentage premium over spot's almost unprecedented. And folks, if you want to subscribe to my channel, if you like this type of stuff, if you want to be kept up to date on the newest, latest, freshest, most up-to-date recent information, I highly recommend that you subscribe to this channel. I'm always going to keep you in the loop. You're never going to miss anything. Any big news that comes out, I got you. You could literally just subscribe to this one channel and you'll always know what's happening with the current news in the precious metals world. Just my channel alone. I never miss a beat, and that's because I go through hundreds of articles a day. Now, I'd say probably 50 to 100 articles a day. I go through each one, highlight what the most important stuff is that day, and I'll cover it for you. Here's you could see. Obviously on the weekend no news comes out, but this is the 30th, which is today, down to the 28th, 27th. These are all these different articles happened in the last 2 days. And I went through every single one of these, picked the most important stuff, and I make a video over it. Every single day, I'm going through this stuff and other sites. So you got to be subscribed, folks. Not for my sake, for your own. And when I hit 100,000 subscribers, you best know I'm going to be giving away like a monster box or something. I'm not even kidding. Probably a monster box. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not that much, but I'll be giving away a good 10 plus tubes of silver. And I'm serious about that. I cannot thank you guys enough. 100,000 subscribers has been my goal for since I didn't even when I started that wasn't even realistic. 10,000 subscribers was like the big deal back then. It was, but regardless, I can't thank you all enough. And as silver keeps playing out, we got to stay up in times, folks. Imagine someone who just sits on his couch. He buys silver, but he doesn't pay attention, has no clue what's happening, doesn't know about the premiums, has no idea of the shortage, or he just randomly buys silver. Compared to someone who watches my videos, stays up to date, who's always looking at what's happening in the markets and understanding where the markets are heading and the premiums. And which one of those two people do you think is going to be more successful? It's called a silver stacking strategy because you're strategizing. That guy on the couch is basically gambling. Gamblers throw money at the wall, hope it sticks with the odds highly against them. Investors make strategic decisions based off information and use that information to tweak the odds in our favor. That's really important, folks. And there's a lot of psychological play that comes into this as well, because it's decision making. If you're very stressed, very antsy, someone who's very, just skittish and always thinking of the worst and this and that, do you think that person's going to be as successful as someone who's very cool, calm, collect, doesn't get too emotionally attached, can step back, look at the markets, and just, see what things are for or what it is? Which one of those two people do you think is going to be more successful? Obviously, the cool, calm, and collect guy. You can't be too emotionally invested. I always say invest with your head, not your heart. Most people invest with their heart based off of ego. I know what's right. Someone else is going to tell you something else, but you're not going to listen. You're going to be closed-minded because you want to be right about what you think is. And if you hear otherwise, even if it makes sense rationally, you'll wipe it away because you don't want to admit you were wrong or that maybe something else is better. And that's the worst way to invest, right? Is off ego. So yeah, anyways, impulse buying, panic selling, all real, all based off ego, all based off fear, uncertainty, doubt. That's called FUD. Fear, uncertainty, doubt, FOMO. You got to be careful. When I give you this information, I try to give a lot of context around it so you understand the bigger picture. If I come out with a video saying silver is going to be down for the next couple of months, or that it's looking very bearish, I try to explain to you this is a perfect opportunity to buy, lower your dollar per ounce average, add more weight to your stack for cheaper. Why would you want the price to go higher right now if you're not planning on selling right now? That just means you need confirmation or validation, and true silver stackers don't need that. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Remember, bottom left corner, send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. They're one of the only few authorized dealers left with the U.S. Mint, meaning that Andy could still get access to Eagles as all these other Eagles dwindle away. Building a business relationship with them could be very beneficial. That itself is very, very beneficial. Plus, they'll match any other, dealer out there. If you can prove that their price is lower, which they probably don't, send a screenshot or whatever, the link, and they'll match it. So you can't go anywhere cheaper, and that business relationship is something that should be good enough as it is. So yeah, glad I can offer that to you. Plus, Andy and I, we have a podcast every single week that we do, just talking about the markets. Andy is obviously a genius in this space. He's one of the top dogs, and we get a behind-the-scenes look. Since he is one of the biggest dealers, we can get a look at what the U.S. Mint's telling him with numbers, which he's already mentioned that nobody else can since they're not in contact with the U.S. Mint anymore or in direct contact. He could tell us what's happening with the markets, and he just has a lot of knowledge, and I'm glad that you guys have been tuning in, and it's amazing. So yeah, very, very happy with all the support. We're just going to keep pushing forwards. So yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.